Hey everyone, I guess it's been a while since I've last done one of these, but if you remember, my name is Tim, and welcome to another NCG Grammar lesson. And remember that hashtag NC Grammar, even though it's been a while. And it's definitely been a long time because I am now a little long in the tooth. I'm definitely no spring chicken, but I'm not over the hill yet, and I'm still young at heart. Last lesson, which was 7 years ago, was about phrasal verbs with the root word fall, so you should definitely check it out. Now, there was a clue for today's video in that last sentence. I'll give you a moment to see if you can figure it out. Okay, so for those of you who did figure it out, I did just use another phrasal verb. I used the phrasal verb to check it out, which means to look at or take notice of something. For example, you should check the last video out, or you should check out the last video. Now, notice how with this phrasal verb, we can actually split it, so to speak, which means in this case, we can put the direct object either between the root verb or the preposition, like so, check the direct object out, or we can place the direct object at the end, after the preposition, check out the direct object. Now, phrasal verbs are something pretty much all of our students struggle with, and in fact, they can get so complicated that many just kind of prefer not to use them at all, but that's not really very good for actually improving our range. The problem with phrasal verbs is that we really have to remember which preposition we use, because using a different preposition can change the entire meaning. I would tell you about a former student of mine who wanted to say that he got on with his parents, but in fact he said something completely different. I'm not going to tell you what, but let's just say he was mortified. Sorry, dude. The difference is the preposition. Are you still with me? Good, because there's more. Today we'll start with to fall behind. Now, one use of this particular phrasal verb is failure to match or equalize with those around you. Take, for example, DC Comics has fallen behind Marvel in the film industry. Now, why is this? Marvel has consistently produced popular films. DC have tried, but they generally don't match their competitor in terms of reception, reviews, or the money earned. Similarly, look at this example. John is falling behind his classmates. They are all conjugating their verbs, and he still can't use the verb to be. Now, the other use is also kind of related to failure, but this is regarding commitments, so things that we have agreed to do, and regular payments. For example, my landlord is really angry with me because I've fallen behind with my rent payments. In other words, I haven't paid my rent this month, and maybe not even last month, so I've fallen behind on a regular payment. Time for phrasal verb number 2. And this is a nice one, but also kind of a bad one. I probably should have saved this for Valentine's Day, but this way you won't fall behind. See what I did there? You won't fall behind your competition when you're writing cards to your crushes or partners. Now, we'll start with the nice meaning. To fall for someone is used to describe the act of starting to love someone romantically. In other words, the love is just beginning. Let's use it in a sentence. Nicholas Young fell for Rachel Chu in Crazy Rich Asians. Aw, cute, huh? So when you're writing that Valentine's Day card to that cute girl or boy in your class, don't forget this magical phrasal verb. Oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Hast thou not fallen for me? Oh Juliet, I fell for you the first time I saw your face. Okay, enough with this mushy stuff. The other use for fall for is to believe that a trick, joke, or false statement is actually true. So, imagine this. You're 6 years old. Your parents have promised to take you to McDonald's. You get in the car, you're really excited because you really, really, really want that Big Mac. Except, oh no, you arrive at the dentist. Your parents are laughing and you're crying. Why are you crying? Because, dude, you fell for it. Did you know the word gullible is not in the dictionary? Okay, I really hope none of you fell for that one. Now we're running out of time, so here are a few others shortened for your viewing pleasure. Please note that I was not harmed during the making of this video, physically at least. But before we get to that nightmare, I have a question for you guys. Is there any area of grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation that you want me to explain or talk about? If so, please send your letters in a bottle, or, you could just write down here. Okay, a few more phrasal verbs with fall. What do you mean you can't come? Oh, that's awful. Hey, well, my plans have fallen through. Now, remember at the beginning of the video when we checked out that phrasal verb? See what I did there? Yeah, we checked that phrasal verb out! Well, remember how we talked about how we could split that particular phrasal verb? Well, remember when we use these other phrasal verbs we've looked at today, these ones should not be split. Object at the end! Now, before I go, I would just like to invite you all, please follow New College Group on our YouTube, our TikTok, and our Instagram. And happy verbing. Peace out.